Hello everyone, we got extra news for today's video. Bloomberg has tweeted out, digital currency could create value and we should think about how to establish a new type of financial system through digital currency. Let's check this out. Alibaba Group founder Jack Ma criticized global financial regulation for stifling innovation and urged China to seek a system that accommodated development. After the Asian financial crisis, the risk control highlighted in the Basel Accords has been the priority for regulators, Ma said at the Bund Summit in Shanghai on Saturday. Now, the world only focuses on risk control, not on development, and rarely do they consider opportunities for young people and developing countries. China is in the process of introducing a central bank digital currency, which is commonly known as the digital yuan. Extension has tweeted out how XRP fits between CBDCs. Let's check this out from panels. CBDCs could also simplify and reduce the cost of payments and remittances while forming the basis for more efficient, more secure interbank payments networks. However, in order to improve cross-border payments and remittance, more is needed to be done. Imagine the Fed accepting China's CBDC or the opposite. This is never going to happen. Not to mention countries with inflation problems. The CBDC is a liability and actually an IOU. That's why a neutral and open bridge currency is needed to really make cross-border money transfers effective and efficient. XRP is known to be perfectly suited for cross-border payments because it enables the exchange of two currencies, acting as a neutral bridge without any risk and having to trust it. And all these in seconds and without the need of banks to hold foreign currencies and nostro-vostro accounts. Again, XRP being the bridge. David Schwartz has tweeted out, I caught up with CEO Bitso is building real use cases in Mexico, one of the world's fastest growing crypto markets.
One of the ways that an alternative can provide improvements to people is it pressures the incumbents to provide either better services or lower costs or, to fend off the competition. Do you think traditional banks and remittance companies and other financial service companies are going to start seeing pressure from blockchain alternatives, or are they already?
I definitely think that we're going to see a very interesting push in the next 2 years. And the reason why I say 2 years is twofold. Number one, because finally in Mexico, we have regulatory clarity. And this is very new. Basically, the first fintech license has just been granted, and that'll allow people to start utilizing technologies like this to do cross-border transmissions fully regulated, understanding the extent of the law and what they can do. And I think that's very important because this is a highly regulated business anywhere in the world. Money transmission is. And so a lot of these blockchain first or crypto first money transmitters that were emerging in the United States always had issues, right? With when they were sort of like, well, show me the full flow. And it's like, well, and then we get to this crypto exchange in Mexico. And even though we try to do everything above board and be really good with regulators, there was always this, well, what licensing do they have? Well, nothing yet. No, well, that doesn't make no. Now we've basically figured out a way through license.
Again, regulations, guys. XRP Crypto Wolf has tweeted out the Bank of International Settlements is working with the Central Bank of Switzerland to develop a digital currency proof of concept by the end of 2020. The majority of the world's central banks are now researching digital currency in some form or another. An executive at the Bank for International Settlement that comprise most of the world's top central banks said today that the BIS is working on a central bank digital currency pilot with Switzerland's central bank. By the end of this year, we plan to publish our first wholesale CBDC proof of concept with the Swiss central bank. Look at this, guys. Wholesale CBDCs are central bank digital currencies held by banks. Theoretically, they facilitate cheaper transactions and greater security. Again, CBDCs are incoming. XRP HODL tweeted out concern within the Trump administration that SEC Jay Clinton is not doing enough to counter growing Chinese dominance in digital currency, which will harm American companies wishing to compete in what is seen as the future of currency. But concern with Clinton has been growing for months about what the Trump's administration sees as his counterproductive approach. As head of the as head of the agency that makes determinations on how the US government regulates digital assets. So far, under Clayton, the SEC has concluded that only 2 digital assets should be considered non-securities regulated under the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, which is a better regulatory environment than the SEC. Those 2 digital assets are the Chinese-controlled Bitcoin and Ether. What do we see here? Chinese-controlled. So when you look towards the future, digital currency is going to be a major front in the broader economic battle. We need to make sure the SEC is not putting American companies at a disadvantage because China is making a major play in the crypto space. What do we think is going to happen? Again, from XRP Crypto Wealth, Bank of International Settlements will look into how to facilitate cross-border payments using digital currencies between central banks. The Bank of International Settlement is also working with the Swiss Central Bank to test digital currency by the end of the year. These could include how the digital currency might interoperate with existing payment systems, a role in digital identity, and tracking financial compliance. Such use cases will require more work on the blockchain technology underlying the CBDC. BIS will also look into how to facilitate cross-border payments using digital currency between central banks, such as including the Hong Kong Monetary Authority and Bank of Thailand. Driving the movement has been the People's Bank of China, which has been in full development mode for several years and appears to be in the final stages before a live launch of a digital yuan. A lot seems to be happening, guys. Lots of CBDCs are coming into the play. A lot of news. But who really knows what will happen at the end of the day? But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you guys did, please leave a like, subscribe if you guys are ready. Feel free to be a member of the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. And you guys, see ya.
This is the beginning of the greatest economic cycle this country has had since World War II. And I knew the things that Donald would do, and he hasn't even got started. But this is the eye of the motherfucking storm, the perfect storm. It ain't never going to get any better. Never. This is perfect for the QLA model. If I could have written a prescription or a formula, I couldn't have written it any better. Low interest rates, money's free, you stupid. Massive chaos. And Donald's going to rip the economy apart. And he's going to for practice in a good way. This is it. It ain't never going to get any better. This is like a multiple orgasm the rest of your life, you fucking slags that are in the audience.